Hello and welcome to online training for everyone. My name is Vadim, and in this video, I'll share with you top 5 Excel formulas and how to use them to pass Excel assessment test. We'll first look into the core Excel concepts: cells, columns and rows, cell addresses, and ranges. I'll then explain you the concept of Excel formula and arguments and how to use them. And then we'll follow instructions in order tracker document to use the formulas sum, if, COUNTIF, VLOOKUP, and MAX. If the content of the video was helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. All the best on your job interview and hiring assessment test. Enjoy the video. Before we start, here are a few core Excel concepts you need to understand: cells, columns and rows, cell addresses, and ranges. Let's start with the cells. Excel is a grid made of small boxes called cells. Each box in Excel is a cell, and you can type numbers, text, or formulas into it to store information and do the calculations. A column is a vertical line of cells that goes up and down. Columns are labeled with letters like A, B, and C. A row is a horizontal line of cells that goes left to right and is labeled with numbers like 1, 2, and 3. Every cell has an address made from its column letter and row number. For example, this is the cell A1 and this is the cell D5. If you click on any cell in a blank sheet, for example, I'm going to click on the cell C3, you can see its address in the upper left corner right underneath of the ribbon. A range is just a group of cells. A range can be a column, for example, A1 through A10, or row-like A1 through D1, or a rectangle like A1 through D10. You can see the range by clicking and dragging the cursor to highlight multiple cells, and Excel will display the range name you selected. Formulas always start with the equal sign and then have name of the formula and then parentheses. The items inside parentheses called arguments. The argument could be a single cell, for example A1, or a range A1 through A10. If a formula needs more than one argument, you separate them with the commas. The top area in Excel called ribbon. The area right underneath of the ribbon called the formula bar. Formula bar always shows the content of the currently selected cell, whether it's a text, a number, or a formula. To show top 5 most used Excel formulas, we'll use this order tracker in Excel. Let's review this document in more details. On top of this document, there is a table which shows order line items. It includes order ID, product, and quantity. It also includes the information about 6 orders that have been placed. The next 3 columns, priority, unit price, and order amount, are highlighted in yellow. They are yellow because they are intentionally blank and meant to be filled out using formulas. In the next 3 rows, we have total quantity of items ordered, for which we need to calculate the value in the cell C9, number of high priority orders, for which we need to do the calculations in the cell D10, and then the highest order amount, which need to be calculated in the cell F11. At the bottom of the document, we have instructions which tell us that we need to calculate the values highlighted in yellow and also give us directions on how to calculate values in priority column. Let's start with the sum formula. Sum function adds numbers together and gives us one total. To use it, I typed equal sign, sum, and then parentheses in the cell C9. I'm going to put the cursor in between the parentheses, and you can see the arguments for the sum are the values that needs to be added up. I'm going to put the cursor in between the parentheses and then highlight all the values in the quantity column. Once I hit enter, you see that the total quantity of items ordered is 270. Let's next use if formula to calculate the priority. Based on the instructions, priority should be high if the quantity is greater than 50, and for other orders it should be normal. I'll calculate priority in the cell D3. I'll type equal sign and then if formula. As you can see, if formula does the logical test, and if condition is true, it returns the first value. Otherwise, for the false condition, it returns the second value. Our logical condition is that the quantity should be greater than 50. If this is true, we'll mark order with priority high. Otherwise, order priority should be normal. Since order 1 in row 3 has quantity of 80, its priority should be high. Now we can extend this formula to other orders in the list. We will use this green square and drag it across all the rows in the column D. As you can see, we have 3 high priority orders and 3 normal priority orders. In fact, let's verify it using formula COUNTIF, for which we need to calculate the number of high priority orders in the cell D10. COUNTIF formula counts the values based on the condition. It first takes the range as an argument and then criteria. For the range, we're going to select D3 through D8. And since we need to calculate the number of high priority orders, our criteria would be high. As you can see, we have 3 high priority orders. Next, we'll use VLOOKUP to calculate the unit price. I'm going to add the price list into the same sheet so we can quickly do the lookup. I added easy-to-understand price list into the cells D12 through E16. Our price list contains list of products and its correspondent unit prices. Let's use VLOOKUP to calculate prices from the price list for each product in column B. VLOOKUP takes 4 arguments. First item is what we're going to be looking up. Since we're going to look up based on the product name, I'm going to select the value in the cell B3. Next, we need to select the range where we will be doing the lookup. Our range for lookup is inside of our price list, between the cells D14 and E16. The next value is the index of the item that we need to return. We have 2 columns in our price list, and our unit price is in the second column. So the index for the price which we need to return is 2. And for the final value, we'll enter false for exact match. Once I hit enter, you see that the correct matching price was correctly entered into the cell E3. Before extending this formula to other rows in column E, we need to make a little change. We need to go to formula bar, select the range D14 and E16, and click F4. This would convert relative range into the absolute range, and we need to do it because the price list stays in the same area and does not move when we move row by row to look up the unit price. Once we change the value to absolute, we can extend the VLOOKUP formula to other rows in the order tracker. Next, let's calculate the order amount. To do this, we need to multiply quantity by unit price. When you type equal sign in Excel, it could be calculation between different cells, not necessarily a formula. After equal sign, I am going to select the quantity and then multiply it by the unit price. Once I hit enter, you see that the order amount for first order is $960, and we can extend the calculations to orders 2 through 6 on the list. And to calculate the highest order amount in the cell F11, we will use max formula. Max formula will find the largest order amount and return it in the cell F11. To find the highest order amount, we need to supply the range F3 through F8 into the max formula. And as you can see, our highest order amount is 960. And that's it. This concludes the introduction to top 5 formulas used in Microsoft Excel. If the video was helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. And don't forget to check out other videos on my channel to get ready for employment. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you for helping us to become one of the largest YouTube channels to help people become smarter, increase your IQ, and to pass any test. If the content of this video was helpful, please make sure to click the like button to help YouTube algorithm promote this video and help other people to find it faster. Giving us a like is also a way for you to tell us that you need more content like this, and when you tell us, we will deliver it for you in the future. For links to free and premium resources, please check the description and comments of this video. You can also go directly to our website, howtoanalyzedata.net, to download the materials related to this topic. I really appreciate your endorsement, support, and patronage of this channel. And thank you for considering to become a member and considering to subscribe. Please leave feedback, suggestions, or corrections in comments. And all the best on your journey. I'll see you in my next video.